It's time for the Seen and Unseen segment where we expose the big cultural stories of the day. Watching the body language at yesterday's heated Oval Office meeting, we thought it would be instructive to break down what it all meant. And we have some news about the new Christian Bale, Dick Cheney movie. Joining us with all the details, Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo, New York Times bestselling author of the Will Wilder series. All right, Raymond, let's start with that tense Oval Office meeting yesterday. What does the body language tell us?
Well, you know, Laura, we will examine each of the players here. Let's start with Nancy Pelosi. Like most Italians, I'm guilty, her hands give her away. Now, watch this. I call this the back of the hand. Watch.
The White House, you have the White House, you have the Senate, you have the House of Representatives, you have the votes.
Laura, you see what she's doing here. She doesn't need to fund a wall. She's created her own wall between she and Trump.
I thought she was going to do something.
Yeah, well, this is a kind of dismissive.
Yeah, the back of the hand.
I'm blocking you out. I'm not even going to give you any signals. And then she looks away at one point. Later, she literally turns her body and looks away from him.
Who's she talking to?
She's talking to the press. She's talking to Chuck Schumer, but she won't talk to the president. Now, later, she suddenly became Professor Nancy, and she started wielding a particular weapon at the end of her hand. Watch this.
You begin, you make your point, you state your case. That's what the House Republicans could do if they had the votes. But there are no votes in the House.
See the finger? She starts pointing, and this goes on. She schools him on legislative policy, that she's part of the first branch of government. That's school teachers, schooling Nancy, and she's kind of teaching him and putting him in his place. It's very kind of interesting. But body language experts and a lot of the data will tell you this is a weapon. It's like threatening someone when you point at them directly. Let's go to this. This is the president trying to reassert authority here with what I call the king of the throne gesture. Watch for this.
The fact is, you do not have the votes in the House.
Nancy, I do.
Oh, no.
He does this. It's a domination.
That a lot. It's a domination.
He dominates the room.
All right.
And then you listen. It's like a megaphone. He's projecting his voice through his hands. You'll see him do that a lot. It's a typical Trump gesture, but it's asserting his power in the room.
He's always sitting on the edge of his seat. And
he's ready to pounce whenever he does an interview,
what about Chuck Schumer?
Hold on. Finally, things get very combative. Watch what the president does here. I call this, Laura, the pointed dagger. It's almost like a duel. Watch.
We've gained in the Senate. Nancy, we've gained in the Senate. Excuse me, did we win the Senate?
Look, now he's having a conversation with the media over her. And then Schumer comes in, doesn't address the president. He talks to the media.
That's bad.
He talks to the media and turns away from the president entirely. They both do this. Schumer and Pelosi at different times do this, and the president as well. At some points, he goes right over the head of Schumer, etc., and starts talking to the press. It was fascinating watching this. The character we have not talked about in this is poor Vice President Pence, who, if you ever wanted to see someone trying to fade into the upholstery...
He was pulling a Comey going into the curtains almost.
He was definitely fading away. Okay, we've got to move on.
All right, tell me about this new Christian Bale film called Vice.
Are you familiar with Anchorman? Those great films, Anchorman, Talladega Nights.
Hilarious.
Okay. Adam McKay, the director who brought you those movies, has now decided he's going to be an auteur, and he tells the story of Dick Cheney, but it's through a very kind of cracked prism, okay? He claims here that Dick Cheney is a drunk without ambition.
What?
Lynn Cheney helped reorient. And then he meets these very dark characters, Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Nixon, and they teach him how to become this power monger.
This is stupid.
It's a very dark, and the facts are all over the place.
This says, what is the connection to reality?
Well, we're going to get to that in a moment. At the film premiere, Christian Bale, who plays Dick Cheney, and you have to say he has vanished into this role. But he talked here about encountering the president, President Trump, back in 2011 when he was filming The Dark Knight Rises at Trump Tower. Watch.
I met him one time. We were filming on Batman in Trump Tower. And he said, come on up to the office. I think he thought I was Bruce Wayne because I was dressed as Bruce Wayne. So he talked to me like I was Bruce Wayne, and I just went along with it, really. Like that. It was quite entertaining. I had no idea at the time that he would think about running for president.
So they kind of take a swipe at the president on the red carpet.
I like the interviewer.
Yeah, giggling along. Well,
cute.
Here's the nice thing about this film that you have to keep in mind. This is Adam McKay's kind of twisted, cracked vision of Dick Cheney. He's turned this film into a weapon of mass destruction against the Cheneys and everyone they know.
Why is that relevant?
Look, people you and I will know, from Mary Madeline to Grover Norquist to Frank Luntz to Rush Limbaugh.
Frank Luntz.
Even Tyler Perry as Colin Powell. And as tempting as that is, this is not how I want to spend my Christmas.
No,
thanks.
That's going to be a big flop.
I want It's a Wonderful Life, not It's a Twisted One.
Wait, we got
Adam's
something.
head.
Speaking of fun.
Oh, yes.
Now, this is fun. We have some footage of a dance party, not Shannon Bream's Friday dance party. No, that's a fun one, by the way.
Yeah.
This is something you have to see to believe. Now, this happened in India.
It did.
What is it?
This is footage from a $100 million week-long wedding, Laura, thrown by India's richest man, Mukesh Ambani. Now, this is not one, but two former presidential contenders on the dance floor. Hillary Clinton and former Secretary of State John Kerry whooped it up. They're right there on the left-hand side of your screen.
That little move.
Oh, they look like a pair of Bollywood extras.
Oh, no, we need a highlight on John Kerry's
John Kerry's right there. He's right in the middle. You know, Laura, this reminds me.
Look at Hillary with the hand. Look, like she's doing this. Look, she's doing this.
She's
like
Uma Aberdeen. The Uma's there
is that
with her.
Uma?
They're all together there. Okay.
Oh, my God. Where's
Laura,
Cheryl Mills?
This is more evidence, and it reminds me of the video of President George W. Bush in 2007. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
When he went to Africa and tried to dance with the tribal leaders.
I thought he was cute.
Yeah, well.
I thought he was adorable.
He comes off a little better than the Bollywood crowd, but this is all evidence, Laura, that politicians really
he's drumming
shouldn't
there.
dance.
Where is he dancing? Oh,
they shouldn't dance. Oh, he danced at the beginning. He did the George W.
But Hillary
shuffle.
did that hand. First of all, here's the thing. Don't do the hand dance. That never
Why
works.
are we getting up in front of people and doing
But John Kerry looked like Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast. Didn't he look like Lumiere? Look, you're expecting melting wax to come off of him. Look at him. He's doing the turn.
And
He's
Hillary's
doing the
whole. She's it's really Mamma Mia.
White men and
Hillary.
white women can't dance.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
No.
White politicians.
White politicians can't dance.
don't try.
Any party.
Always.
All right, Raymond, thanks so much.